Welcome to White Eagle Hall, and welcome to Jersey City Fight Night. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's boxing action here at Jersey City Fight Night is brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Tonight's action is sanctioned and supervised by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Commissioner Larry Hazard, as well as Deputy Commissioner Rhonda Utley Herring, are in attendance. Our ringside physicians are Doctors Avery Brown, Vance Moss, and Vincent Moss. Ray Ryan is our timekeeper this evening. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you all please rise as we welcome recording artist Carmen Olivia to the ring to sing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you.
And welcome in to White Eagle Hall. This is Joe DeGuardia presents Star Boxing Fight Night in Jersey City. We're here in this historic venue, over 100 years old, Nick. This is very exciting.
I mean, listen, 1910, you talk about history, this place has it. The St. Anthony Friars won 26 state championships. This was their practice facility. There's been such great history here in the venue I'm excited about tonight.
Absolutely. We should introduce All-American Nick Garone. I am Karan Bhatia. We're going to be calling fights tonight. We have some great action, some young talent in the co-main event. Jaye Brown, he's undefeated. He's from New York. Looking forward to see what he can do.
Well, listen, 12-0, 9 knockouts. I'm looking for some fireworks from Brown tonight. But let me tell you, he's in against a very tough customer, and let's see what he can do.
Absolutely. And speaking of fireworks, in our main event, we have 𝐂𝐸𝐸. He's from East Orange, New Jersey, fighting in essentially his backyard here. He's undefeated. He's young, and they call him Picasso. I asked him why. He said, "I'm an artist in the ring."
𝐂𝐸𝐸, East Orange, they are here. They're coming tonight to applaud him and be behind him, and I'm excited to see what he can do. This could set him up. With a win tonight, could set him up with another fight down the road that's more meaningful.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great night. We have a four-fight card. We're going to get it started here at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is Joe DeGuardia presents Star Boxing.
You've heard from our commentary team, Karan Bhatia and Nick Garone. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Jersey City Fight Night starts right now with our opening contest, which will take place inside of 4 rounds in the lightweight division. Our judges ringside are Ronald McNair, John McKay, and Robin Taylor. Albert Brown is the referee. Introducing first, about to make his way to the blue corner at this time, here is 𝐒𝐤𝐿𝐿
You're too near me, see it clearly. Holla if you hear me. Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, and snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the police can't fade me and make me. You can have peace someday, G. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking at a bottle of Manon, get up. Cause it's time to make the payback back to my brothers on the rock. Better stay strapped, black, and accept no substance.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, approaching the red corner, Luis Maeta!
And now, making his way to the ring, Luis Maeta. He's a New York City firefighter. He goes by Il Martello. That means the hammer in Italian. He's a veteran in the ring, local fighter representing Bronx, New York. And he's in tough tonight against Levan Lutsapidze from Georgia. It's going to be an excellent fight at 175 pounds, light heavyweight. We're going to get it started here at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the competitors for our opening light heavyweight division contest here at Jersey City Fight Night. It is brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Our first competitor out of the blue corner, from Tel Aviv, Georgia, now residing in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 163 pounds. He makes his professional boxing debut this evening. Here is Levan Lutsapidze. And his opponent, competing out of the red corner, hailing from the Bronx, New York. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171.5 pounds, a veteran of 4 fights. Here is Il Martello, Luis Maeta. We're now going to referee Albert Brown for the instructions for both competitors.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times.
And we are underway here in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is Joe DeGuardia. Star Boxing presents Fight Night. Karan Bhatia on the call with All-American Nick Garone. To start us off, we have a 4-round light heavyweight contest. You see local favorite Luis Maeta in the black and pink trunks, and Levan Lutsapidze all the way from Georgia making his pro debut, Nick. This is his pro debut, and he's coming to the Lion's Den here.
You know, it's always nerve-wracking when you fight your pro debut. Doesn't matter if you had a stellar amateur career. Doesn't matter what you do. It's always a little nerve-wracking, you know, the nerves. Let's see how he performs here, you know, with Lutsapidze. Lutsapidze has got actually a couple of people here rooting for him, even though he's from out of the country. And listen, the firefighter, I mean, you know, Maeta, you know he always comes with people to support.
Absolutely. Maeta from the Bronx, New York. He's a active firefighter. I asked him, what's harder, boxing or firefighting? He says you got to be ready for both. They're both difficult. He's a firefighter in Spanish Harlem. And he's coming to fight tonight in front of his local fans.
Oh, nice right hand by Lutsapidze.
And this is a very anticipated pro debut for Lutsapidze. He's got a strong amateur record. He is from the country of Georgia. Got into boxing for self-defense. And it's not easy in Georgia. Big right hand there for Lutsapidze. And he's giving it to Maeta here early in enemy territory. Lutsapidze.
Lou Maeda, let me tell you something. Lou Maeda has a very tough guy in front of him here. And, you know, in your pro debut, you need to perform. You need to win this. So you got pressure on him to say, hey, I need a win. I'm here. It's my first one. I want to get this win. But then you got Maeda, who is 1-3. He's in the losing column. He has a losing record. He wants to gas it up, and he wants to get that second win. And like I said, he's got a nice little group of firefighters here.
And the one thing for Maeda, Nick, is that he's fought every one of his fights at the Paramount. He's fighting now in a different venue. Now, he lost the last 3 fights. It might be good for him to get a change of scenery here in Jersey City.
Lusa Pizza just took a nice shot and kind of staggered him kind of a little bit.
It's been more than a feeling out round in round 1.
Well, you know, there's really no time between me and you. Listen, there's really no time to feel people out in a 4-rounder. You lose 1 round, you're in a dogfight. You could lose the fight even if you're the better fighter. So you have to win every round. If you lose 1, you're in a complete dogfight.
And we see Lusa Pizza working the jab, following it up with a right hand. Maeda taunting, say, come get some. And Maeda lands a nice left hand there. Gets the crowd's attention, gets Lusa Pizza's attention.
Good, solid first round by both fighters. Exciting. Both of them were throwing a lot of punches, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Absolutely. And, Nick, let's talk about the stakes in this fight. So we mentioned that Maeda, he's lost his last 3 fights, right? He wants to turn it around. He's still a young man, only 28 years old, still very much in his prime. And Lusa Pizza, this is his pro debut. So he obviously doesn't want to start his record with 1 loss, right? He wants to keep that O going, especially in his pro debut. So it's really a very important fight here. Even though it's the opening fight on this card, it's a 4-round fight, but it's important for both of these men and their careers.
Well, it sure is. I mean, you got Maeda, right, who's got a losing record.
Yes.
You know, he loses his 4th fight. He's 1-4. That's a big difference than 2-3. 2-3, you're on your way back up the slide. You're back, you know, trying to get into the winning column, winning record column. And Lusa Pizza, let's put it, you know, very bluntly, this is his pro debut. He needs to get a win right here. You know, you don't want to lose your first fight ever.
100%. Lusa Pizza did fight in the amateurs, 27 wins in the amateurs. He wants to get experience, and this is his opportunity to be so, but he's coming into enemy territory to get that chance.
You talk about a really good, I mean, listen, Maeda, firefighter. Really classy guy, nice person. Always been. I've been around him a couple of times through our fights with Star Boxing, and he's always a gentleman, and he's a really good guy. You know, and you like to see guys like that do well, and compete on a high level. And even though he does have a losing record, you know, he's great to be around.
100%.
Oh!
Maeda, I asked him, what is your message to your opponent? He says, best of luck. He is a nice guy. He is a fireman. And he's here competing now in front of his fans. He's from the Bronx, New York. From the Bronx, but he's a Mets fan. I'm not sure if that's allowed here, but that's okay.
Hit him with the fake and keep going.
You see the composure there in Maeda's eyes. He seems motivated. Not that he hasn't been motivated in his other fights, but he seems even more motivated tonight.
Oh, Lusa Pizza goes for a home run right there on Maeda.
And we saw Lusa Pizza. He planted and he went for the home run shot. Now remember, this is his pro debut, so he doesn't have experience yet at a professional level. Nick, as you're watching him, would you say for him to continue to try to find that big right hand, or should he go back to the basics of boxing? Because it may seem like the crowd is loud. It might be getting to him a little bit here.
Listen, you always want to stay within yourself, and you always want to stick to a game plan. But on 4-rounders, you really don't have the luxury sometimes to stick to a game plan. If you lose the first round like Lusa Pizza did, now it's kind of like both guys, you know, listen, we got to win this fight. We got to pick up rounds. And that's really kind of sometimes the game plan goes out the window when you're kind of trying to win rounds here, you know, so you just go for broke.
𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐯𝐞, when asked for his prediction in this fight, he said, I don't have one, and I want experience. I can box, and I have power. He's looking to showcase himself tonight, make some new fans, win over some of these fans. Two rounds down. We are halfway through our opening bout. Light heavyweights in action. And we have a stacked card. Up next, we have a heavyweight fight featuring Norman No Nonsense Neely from Paterson, New Jersey. He's going to have a lot of fans in attendance. He's taking on Nathan Bedwell from Tennessee. And then, of course, in our co-main event, we mentioned it in our open, Jaye Brown, the Golden Child, undefeated from Schenectady, New York. He's going to be in action. In our main event, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 Picasso Chance, representing East Orange, New Jersey, fighting here in Jersey City. He's taking on Martin Diaz, who made the trip from Nicaragua. We have exciting fighters. We have young fighters. We got undefeated fighters. And it's all happening here at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey.
You talk about, we spoke about a little bit in the opening.
Yeah.
Talk about history. Bobby Hurley, all these pro players, NBA players, actually practiced here. This was St. Anthony's practice court. And the bars here, the bars are made out of the floor, the basketball floor. They took it and they refurbished it.
They've kept the history here. If you look around, there's not a bad seat in the house. There's a balcony area. There's people at the bar. You can feel the historic venue, but you can also feel it as a modern place, a great place to watch boxing. Usually a music venue. Now we have Jersey City Fight Night here. And Maeda here, swarming 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶. We mentioned Maeda's motivation here, turn his losing streak around. There's a nice left hook that lands for Maeda. Both men getting tangled up here. And here comes Maeda swarming 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶. He's got him in the corner. Not every one of those punches landed, but he's showing his aggressive nature here. And 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶 is just missing with that big right hand. He throws the jab and follows it up with the straight right, and he has been a few inches off each time. It'll be interesting to see what happens when and if that lands on Maeda. Both men tangled up here with a little over a minute to go in round 3 of our opening fight. And it's been an ugly fight. Both men getting tangled up. We mentioned the urgency for both men to get a win here. Neither laying off the gas, especially in a 4-round fight. 30 seconds left here in round 3. And 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶 lunging in with the right hand, gets caught with a short check hook by Maeda. And that got the attention of 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶. Round 3 comes to a close. Certainly a competitive fight. Both men needing a win here. And seemingly both men feeding off the energy. Nick, you pointed out that even though 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶 is from Georgia, the country of Georgia, there are some fans here in attendance. And of course we know Luis Maeda. We've seen him fight at the Paramount. He's fighting here now in Jersey City. From the Bronx, of course, you can hear the fans supporting him as well.
Yeah, well, the Bronx is right around the corner, right down the road, so to speak. And, he's going to have some fans here. What a great venue for boxing. It reminds me of the Blue Horizon in Philly, where that real intimate, you got the upper level, you got people looking down on the ring. I mean, it's an incredible venue, and I'm excited because, listen, the Prudential Center actually runs this venue. So Prudential Center is really stepping up their game, and it's a great opportunity to have some younger guys and some prospects come up through the ranks. And hopefully there'll be a series. I think there's a series that's going to be beginning here, which will be incredible.
It's a great venue as we get underway for the 4th and final round of our opening light heavyweight bout here at White Eagle Hall from Jersey City, New Jersey. It's a spirited scrap. Luis Maeda in the black and pink trunks. Levan Lutsapidze in the blue.
I think at this stage in the game, Lutsapidze has to really get a knockout. I have Maeda up on all cards here. I think he's up on all cards, and I think he needs a knockout, Lutsapidze. And he's got a cut over that left eye.
Blood streaming there from the left side of Lutsapidze's face.
Two things can happen when you see blood. One, the person who's bleeding goes for broke because he knows, hey man, I'm cut. I have to get this guy out of here, and vice versa. It excites the other person because hey, I got this guy. I hurt him. He's cut. Maeda's really pulling. He's pushing the action here, and it's exciting because I know he's 1-3, but he's always in exciting fights.
And speaking of that, Maeda did rush up against Lutsapidze, land some combinations in the corner. You can see him doing exactly what Nick said, using that blood on Lutsapidze's face as extra motivation to maybe finish the job, get a knockout or a stoppage here in the 4th and final round.
Nice little body shots by Maeda in the corner.
A little over 1 minute to go in the final round. So it sounds like, Nick, your advice to Lutsapidze is you got to plant your feet and go for the home run shot right here.
No doubt about it.
Timeout here by the referee. Looks like a mouthpiece issue getting cleaned. Gives both fighters a few moments of rest.
Under a minute, just about 40 seconds left in this fight. And let me tell you something, Maeda is not slowing down. He's pressuring the action, and he's continually on the offense, which I really like because, listen, in 4-round fights, listen, if you can't go 4 rounds, 150%, listen, you did not have a good camp, and you didn't have a good training camp. You're not training well. You need to be able to go at least 4 to 6 rounds in your sleep as a pro fighter.
10 seconds to go. Our final round of our opening bout here tonight. It's been a spirited battle. A rough fight at times.
Oh, nice left hand at the end of the round by Maeda.
Maeda trying to close the show with an exclamation point. And that's the end of our light heavyweight opening bout. We have 3 more fights tonight on a stacked card. A lot of young talent in action.
Fight's winner, fans. Sports
But
biggest
first,
party
we look
comes
back
to
here
White
at
Eagle
our
Hall
light
next month as
heavyweight
professional
bout.
darts
Luis
faces Jersey
Maeda
City debut April 21st and
from the
22nd.
Bronx taking
It's
on
the United States
Levan
versus
Lutsapidze,
Canada in a
who was
cross-border
making
dart
his pro
challenge.
debut.
Website,
So Nick, I believe on your scorecard you had Luis Maeda
SGC.com.
winning that fight. We mentioned Maeda, the local hero. He's a firefighter. NJ53, ladder 43 in Spanish Harlem. His nickname, Il Martello, means the hammer in Italian.
The hammer.
He did
in
just
Italian.
that. He did just that. So on your scorecard, you anticipate Maeda improving his record to 2-3 here.
Yes, I think he did enough to get by. I think there was one round that could have went either way, but I think Maeda, he got definitely 3 out of 4 rounds. And so listen, at this stage in the game, Maeda, he needs to win fights. He needs to get those wins. And listen, 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐯𝐞, it's his pro debut. So if he loses, obviously it's not good to lose your first fight. So let's see where we end up here, but I think Maeda did enough definitely to win the fight.
You never want to start your career with a 1 in that loss record. Now, successful fighters have done that before. Bernard Hopkins, Juan Manuel Marquez, others. So it can be done, but obviously that's not the ideal situation. It looks like our ring announcer is going to be ready with the official decision. So we're going to throw it up to Matt Compitello.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 hellacious rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Robin Taylor scores the bout 39-37. Judge Ronald McNair and Judge John McKay both score the bout 40-36 in favor of the winner. By way of unanimous decision, El Martello, Luis Maeda.
Jersey City, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Keep clapping your hands. Keep clapping your hands. Keep clapping your hands.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, snatching hearts and jacking mark. And the police can't break me a man. You can have peace up, stay cheap. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking at a bottle of not get up. 'Cause I'm trying to make the payback back to my brothers in the
I'm here with the winner, Luis Maeda. Luis, that wasn't an easy win. It was a rough fight. How do you assess your performance?
It was good. We can always do better. Shout out to 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐶 for bringing this top game. Best of luck in the future. We'll keep moving forward.
We know that you are representing the Bronx, New York tonight, fighting here in Jersey City. The fans came out to support. Your thoughts of fighting in this intimate venue? I'm sure you could hear the fans in there.
Oh, yeah, they're loud. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. At Bronx, New York, we're here.
And finally, we know that you share time not only boxing, but you're an active fireman in New York City. What do you want to do next?
Get back to the work on Monday and then back in the gym for the next day.
Luis Maeda is a winner here tonight.
All the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. What you want, show you what you need.
They were very energetic. They did what they had to do to try to win the fight. So it wasn't from a lack of effort. It was just that, I thought Maeda did a little bit more. He caught him with a couple of better shots. But it wasn't anything like spectacular, So listen, 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐶, he's gotta, obviously he's 0-1 now, so he's gotta come back and try to get that first win in the win column. But Maeda, man, hey, you gotta give him credit. He knew his back was against the wall, 1-3, so he had to get that win. But listen, the next fight, we got a really solid heavyweight, 13-1 in Neely. I'm excited about that.
Absolutely, and before we talk about the rest of the card, Nick, I want to get your thoughts here. So we saw 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐶 in his pro debut. The one thing we noticed is he would plant and throw that overhand looping right, almost looking for a home run punch. Now, we know this was his pro debut, right? He's had amateur fights, but this was his pro debut. Professional boxing is different. And I know that you work with a lot of young fighters. I'm sure that you're talking to your fighters and say, hey, go to the basics. Don't try to do a home run punch. Don't try to land that big 3-run home run type of big right hand. Work the jab, movement. Is that what you think 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶 could have done in this fight?
Listen, you got to establish your jab. You got to establish, listen, at the beginning of the fight, as soon as he got kind of hit with a couple of good shots, 𝐒𝐰𝐶𝐫𝐶, the game plan went out the window. Then it was all like it was an all-out basically war in his mind. But you know what? Like I had mentioned, you really don't have the luxury in a 4-round fight to put too much of a game plan together. And a lot of times you don't have a lot of intel on guys. You don't know a guy that's 1-3 or 0-1 or 2-0, or you don't have a lot on those guys. So it does definitely hamper your ability to prepare. But thought it was an exciting fight. You know, hey, listen, for a first opening bout, I'll take it.
It was a great opening bout. Now, that fight was at light heavyweight. Our next bout, we're going up to heavyweight. Now, these are large men, both weighing in over 225 pounds. And the one thing about heavyweight fighting, these are the biggest guys, and this usually results in, of course, knockouts, right? Because these guys have power. So Norman Neely, he's from Paterson, New Jersey. He's a local kid. And we have a lot of local kids here in action. We heard the crowd for Maeda. Now, I think this crowd is going to be even more so for Norman Neely because he's from Paterson, New Jersey. That's nearby. What do you think it does for a fighter to be fighting locally? Does it add pressure because your friends and family are in the crowd, or can you feed off of that energy?
It's a catch-22. You could either have pressure on you, but if you've had some kind of a stellar amateur background, I think you're used to it. But on the flip side, let me tell you something. In tough rounds or in between rounds, you hear that crowd. That gets you pumped up. That gets you excited. So I think Neely, you know what, he has a lot of people here tonight. I met his manager earlier, really nice guy. And he's excited for Neely to kind of get up the ladder. And let me tell you, if he gets his 14th win, he is in a position to kind of go up the ladder and fight a more meaningful fight.
We're going to see Norman Neely in action, coming off his first career loss, looking to turn it around. He's going to be taking on Nathan Bedwell in our 8-round heavyweight bout. We're going to get it underway tonight momentarily here in Jersey City, New Jersey. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Matt Campitello.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with the action, let's check in on some of Star Boxing's competitors as they gear up for what's going to prove to be a major 2023. I ask that you all divert your attention to the video screen at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a heavyweight contest taking place inside of 8 rounds with Earl Brown as the referee. Our ringside judges are John McKay, Robin Taylor, and Jacqueline Atkins, and it is being brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Introducing our first competitor, making his way to the blue corner, here is Nathan Bedwell. And about to approach the red corner, here is Norman Neely.
Making his way to the ring, there is Norman Neely, 33 years old, 13-1, 8 knockouts. Coming off of his first career loss last December to Rydell Booker. Norman Neely representing Paterson, New Jersey. So you can be sure that a lot of fans are here in Jersey City to cheer him on. Neely mentioned he grew up in a rough environment, spent time incarcerated for what he calls hanging with the rough crowd. He says boxing has given him a second chance, and he looks to continue that journey here tonight.
You think about pedigree, I mean, Neely was a former #1 U.S. amateur heavyweight. I mean, that's as big as it gets, you know?
It's going to be a great fight for as long as it lasts here in the heavyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, introducing to you the combatants in this heavyweight contest taking place inside of 8 rounds. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, from Lexington, Tennessee, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 225 1/2 pounds. He is a veteran of 27 fights. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan, the Tennessee Bad Boy Bedwell. And his opponent, competing out of the red corner, from Paterson, New Jersey, He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 235 pounds. Entering this contest with a record of 13-1, 8 of his 13 victories by way of knockout. Here is Norman Neely. We go to referee Earl Brown with the instructions for both competitors.
I expect a clean professional fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
You know, Bedwell, let me tell you something. Bedwell is in a situation where he's coming off the 2 wins like you had mentioned. And he wants to keep this going. I mean, he's got 27 pro fights. So he's a veteran. He's not a guy that's coming in here, you know, green. I mean, he knows what it is to be against better guys and guys that he can beat. And you know what? He's going to try to get this, you know, do business tonight. This would be a tremendous win for Nathan Bedwell.
Nathan Bedwell in the black trunks, Norman Neely in the white and pink. It's our 8-round heavyweight feature. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Nick Garone. We're here in Jersey City, New Jersey for Joe DeGuardia Star Boxing Fight Night.
Neely's throwing some big body shots. Big body shots. And he's throwing some, every punch he throws has bad intentions on him.
Neely working the body relentlessly.
Oh, nice right hand by Bedwell.
Bedwell not backing down like we expected in this fight.
Yeah, no doubt. And let me tell you something. Bedwell has nothing to lose here. He's just got to go out and try to, throw some bombs. And in the meantime, Neely, he's coming off that loss. He's like, he's got something to prove here.
Neely took his first career loss last December. So this is a big comeback opportunity for him. Nathan Bedwell from Tennessee, calls himself the Tennessee Bad Boy, is looking to play spoiler.
Nice little stick by Bedwell. He's throwing some good, threw a couple of good jabs, nice uppercut. Oh, nice left hook by Neely. Followed up some good body shots.
And here comes Neely, putting it on Bedwell.
Oh, Neely just goes, I'm sorry.
Bedwell takes a knee.
Yeah, goes down to one knee.
I think it was the accumulation of those body shots.
No doubt.
And Norman Neely looks ready to pounce here in front of his hometown fans. There's another big left hook. Is the referee going to call that a knockdown? He is. So 2 knockdowns already in this opening round.
Right here, 30 seconds. Can he weather the storm and put this into the second round?
And there's the towel from the corner of Bedwell. They're calling it off. It is a first round TKO win for Norman Neely.
I completely don't understand what happened right there. I mean, yeah, Neely went down. I'm sorry. Bedwell went down twice. I get it. 25 seconds left in the round. You let him compete. You let him finish the actual round if he can. He was up on his feet. You know what I'm saying?
It seemed to be accumulation punches, body shots that took Bedwell to the ground. He got back up. Another big combination by Neely. Bedwell went down again, but he did regain his composure, got back up to his feet, but it was his corner saving him from himself there. You always want to see it get stopped too early than too late. Can't argue with the corner's decision. Bedwell's corner felt that he was overmatched in there, even from that opening round. And Norman Neely, we talked about the Norman Neely needing a big comeback win. He got a big comeback win. First round TKO.
He sure did, and he needed that. I think he needed that for confidence. He needed that for just the team, you know what I'm saying? Coming off that first loss, he gets back in the win column. Now his head's right. A lot of times when you take a loss, even if you're undefeated and you're 20-0 and you get that first loss, sometimes mentally you can't get out of it. You can't break out of it. And this is a perfect fight against a veteran of 27 fights, puts him away, and he gets that in the win column again. So that was a big win for Neely.
Huge win for Norman Neely, and we're going to get the official time of the stoppage. We're going to throw it up to our ring announcer, Matt Compatello.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 34 seconds of the first round, the winner of this bout by way of technical knockout, Norman Neely.
Here we're going to throw it up to my partner, Curran. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm here with the winner, Norman Neely. Norman, you knocked him down twice. You got the stoppage. An electric fight, start to finish. From our vantage point, it looked like you wanted to invest to the body early. Was that right?
Yes, sir.
It was a short fight as long as it lasted. Did he bring anything that you didn't expect?
No, I knew he was going to come, but I trained for this, man. I took a loss on my last one. It wasn't supposed to be that. I'm one of them, and I'm trying to show the world that I am one of them. The game plan was to come at him. We knew he couldn't take it. And just, on to the next. I'm back in the gym Monday. I'm ready to get it.
We know that you are representing Paterson, New Jersey, fighting here in Jersey City. I'm sure you felt the energy of the crowd. What is your message to these fans that came out?
Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for supporting me. Y'all know my story, man. Y'all know how real this is. I appreciate my time coming out. Paterson, Passaic. I love y'all, man. Y'all say I motivate me, but y'all motivate me too.
We mentioned that this was a big fight for you because you took a loss in your last fight. So you wanted to get back in the win column. You did that. So what do you want to do next?
I want to move on. My last fight was bullcrap. I wasn't doing everything I was supposed to be doing, and that's what happened when you don't put that work in. You can't cheat boxing, and I learned the hard way, unfortunately. I'm one of the best in the world, man. Everybody know that, but at the end of the day, I got to work, and keep my foot on the gas. That's all.
And finally, we know where you came from. You said that you look to inspire others. A first-round TKO win certainly does that. Your message to fans watching at home?
To my fans watching at home, just keep watching me, keep following my journey. I know my saying, man, F your setbacks and come harder with your comeback.
Norman Neely, congratulations.
That's right, he's really from Paterson. He's got it on his back.
And it's got a little chance to see about a little bit about, kind of what Neely's all about. And he's a hometown guy, Paterson, New Jersey, and comes up with a big stoppage for his 14th win of his career. Norman Neely.
Heavyweight fights, you often see knockouts. We saw one there in the first round. So, Nick, it sounds like if you were advising Bedwell, he went down twice. If you were his corner, you would like him to keep going for those final 30 seconds. We know that you get a minute rest, and maybe you can rest and recover and continue to fight.
Listen, if I really in my heart and soul felt that my fighter, if I was a trainer and felt my fighter was injured and hurt, 100% you pull the plug. You want to protect the fighter at all costs. I don't think that was the case. I really don't. I think he was willing to fight. He was telling the referee, I'm good to go. And I think they should have given him an opportunity to get through the round and see what he could do in the second round. So, irregardless, I mean, at the end of the day, Neely did put it on him. Hit him with some good body shots, caught him with that good shot at the end to put him down. And, all kudos goes to Neely. I mean, Neely fought a really good, solid fight coming off a loss. But at the end of the day, Bedwell, I think could have went on. I go for at least 2 rounds.
And that was the key. You mentioned the body shots, right? And that's something we always want to see in boxing, but most people go for the home run. They go for the headshot. Norman Neely didn't do that. He invested to the body. And you know the old saying, invest in the body and the head will fall. And that's what we saw there. How important was that early on, investing in the body?
Well, he basically broke him down, Curran. He was to the body. He committed to that. He started hitting with him great body shots, which I think kind of opened him up a little bit. Got his hands to drop and then hit him with some big bombs to the head and put him away. But at the end of the day, I mean, listen, Neely needed this. He needed this for his career. He needed to get that win and get back in the win column, which he did. And I'm looking forward to seeing him against better competition. You know, listen, let's face it. Bedwell had a losing record, but it was a great, perfect fight for him to take at this stage. You know, after a loss, get him back in the win column. He was a perfect guy.
Bedwell was an experienced opponent. He had taken on Hasim Rahman Jr., Sergey Kovalev. Now add Norman Neely to that list. And I wanted to ask you about that. You mentioned the urgency for Norman Neely, right? He took his loss to Rydell Booker. It was a knockout loss. He went down, he got up, and then he took a knee, and the ref waved it off. He didn't feel like that was a fair loss, and that was his first loss. And that's a tough pill to swallow for a young fighter, to take that first loss. But what you need to do is then come back on a big stage even more motivated. And I'm sure you could see that in his eyes. He looked more motivated than we've seen him in the past.
He sure did. And he even announced it in your interview with him in the ring. He said, listen, it taught him a very valuable lesson. You can't cheat boxing. You got to put the time in. You got to work hard. You got to put in a good training camp. And I've been around a lot of fighters with incredible talent that have taken L's because they didn't prepare themselves. They didn't do the right things in training camp. They didn't work hard, and it caught up with them. And you know what? You can get away with that for only so long before you take an L. And in this business, it's unforgiving, Curran. It's unforgiving. One loss is devastating because you could be 20-0. And you take that one loss, it puts you back 4 or 5 fights to get a bigger opportunity.
Certainly it does. And speaking of fighters that are fired up, we have a great card here. We have a super welterweight bout next. 𝐒𝐤, the Golden Child Brown. He's undefeated from Schenectady, New York. He's taking on Dennis Okuth, who's fighting out of Kenya. And then in our main event, a super bantamweight fight, 𝐂𝐤 Chance, undefeated, 7-0-1. 5 knockouts, representing East Orange, New Jersey. He's taking on Martin Elgato Diaz, who's made the trip here all the way from Nicaragua to challenge Chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest here at Jersey City Fight Night, brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing, will take place in the super welterweight division inside of 8 rounds. The referee for this contest is Harvey Dock. Jacqueline Atkins, Ronald McNair, and John McKay are the ringside judges. Introducing our first competitor, approaching the blue corner at this time, here is Dennis Okuth.
𝐒𝐤 Brown, you know what really, honestly was one of the most amazing things for me? When I went and spoke to him early before the fight, I asked him about, some of the things that he had done, and he named, I had 90 amateur fights, so on and so forth. But he had said some things about his parents, and we'll get into that after we get the announcements.
And let's get 𝐒𝐤 Brown to the ring. Let's throw it back up to Matt Campitello.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, about to make stride to the red corner, here is 𝐒𝐤 Brown.
In training camp, he's learned more combinations, more jabs, more movement. He started thinking about boxing. And to your point, Nick, that's a gamble to bring in a new trainer.
No doubt, it's a gamble, but especially against a guy like Dennis Okuth. But let me tell you, some people just feel that they need a different look. I mean, is it right? Does it mean you just get rid of your trainer that's taking you up? No, but listen, as of right now, as of tonight, I'm going to trust the instincts of
𝐒𝐤 Brown.
𝐒𝐤 Brown.
Yeah.
Okay? And his instincts of getting a new trainer. After tonight, we'll see. He might even have a different perspective.
Absolutely. We're going to find out tonight. Now, let's talk about what we have here. So Dennis Okuth is in the ring, okay? And we've actually seen this from fighters. We don't know the situation, what's going on backstage. Obviously, 𝐒𝐤 Brown is not making his way to the ring just yet. Sometimes this can be mind games. If you remember the heavyweight matchup years ago, David Haye versus Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko took his time to get to the ring. We saw it recently with Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Jake Paul took a minute. It can add extra pressure, right? Because now Okuth is in the ring wondering, hey, where is this guy? He's getting his own head. could be a little bit of a mental tactic.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And let me tell you, like I had started to say earlier, one of the things that really impressed me by Brown was that out of all of accomplishments, out of everything that he's done, okay, you know what he was most proud of?
What's that?
That his parents were married for 33 years, and he's from a two-parent home. Could you imagine, out of all the things that he's done, he was most proud of that. He said it twice to me, and he made it a point to say, hey, I'm very, very, I'm from a bad area. I'm from a lot of single-parent homes, but I'm from a home that has two parents, and I went to church, and my mother and father brought me up in the church. So he's a good guy, and that will serve him well as he comes up the ranks.
𝐤𝐤 Brown is fighting out of Schenectady, New York. He said it was a rough upbringing. Comes from a rough city. He mentioned it's the top 10, one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in the world. But he's turned his life around here with boxing, undefeated. Let's get our 8-round super welterweight bout started. Let's throw it up to ring announcer Matt Campitello.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the competitors for this 8-round super welterweight bout. First, competing out of the blue corner, from 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫, Kenya, now residing in Silver Springs, Maryland, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 151 1/2 pounds. He is a veteran of 10 fights, ladies and gentlemen. And his opponent, competing out of the red corner, from Schenectady, New York, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 153 pounds. He enters this contest with an immaculate record of 12 wins, 9 of them by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is 𝐤𝐤 Golden Child Brown. We go to referee Harvey Dock for the instructions for both competitors.
He's got a big following. A lot of people travel to come see Brown tonight.
𝐤𝐤 Brown from Schenectady, New York. Certainly the fans have made the trip. Dennis Okoth, enemy territory. He's made his way here. Silver Springs, Maryland, by way of Kenya.
Guys, you received your instructions early. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself.
And round one underway here at White Eagle Hall, Jersey City Fight Night. Joe DeGuardia, Star Boxing. This is our 8-round super welterweight feature. 𝐤𝐤 Brown, undefeated prospect in the white, blue, and gold. And his opponent tonight, Dennis Okoth, in the white and red. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by All-American Nick Garone. The fan favorite here, 𝐤𝐤 Brown. You can hear the local support in this venue. It's an intimate setting.
Not a lot of seats, Curran, but excitement and packed.
Standing room only here at
Nice
White
little
Eagle Hall.
Nice stick, established by Brown, and followed up with a left hook in that last exchange.
Nice 1-2 to the body by Brown, and then got out of the way.
Ooh, nice left hook, doubled up on the body.
Those were lightning quick left hooks for Brown.
Two different styles. You got Brown, who's like a puncher boxer, and you got Okoth just standing there waiting for him to exchange and throw some bombs and try to get Brown out of there. Ooh, nice right hand to the body by Brown.
Brown certainly the aggressor here in round one, establishing the jab, controlling the pace early. You say the focus there in the eyes of young Brown, only 23 years old. Brown has been working the jab beautifully, backing up 𝐂𝐿. Less than 30 seconds to go in the opening round here. Another lightning quick left hook to the body by Brown.
Nice overhand right.
And 𝐂𝐿 is either not throwing punches because he's downloading data, or Brown is just too quick for him right now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. And you know what, 𝐂𝐿, after that first round, obviously, you know, like they're feeling each other out that first round. But 𝐂𝐿, I think, was really feeling him out a little bit more. Didn't throw a lot of punches. I give that first round to 𝐂𝐤 Brown, and in the first round. Now, 𝐂𝐿 had a chance to feel him, had a chance to feel his power. Let's see going forward if 𝐂𝐿 picks up the pace. We're in an 8-rounder here.
Dennis 𝐂𝐿, he goes by the nickname Billabong, representing Kenya. And he has played spoiler before. He's also fought top prospects in the game like Rashad Mati and Elvis Rodriguez. He's got experience. Dennis 𝐂𝐿 looking to turn around a 3-fight losing streak and shock the crowd here in Jersey City, New Jersey. Round 2 underway.
𝐤𝐤 Brown seems to be a little bit more, like, very cerebral with his approach. You know, he's kind of feeling him out, but he's also picking him apart, seeing if that jab is getting through, that stick is getting through, and also, you know, seeing, you know, setting basically those big bombs up. And he's thrown a couple of them, just didn't connect solid on 𝐂𝐿.
So far, the speed advantage, certainly for 𝐤𝐤 Brown. The punch output advantage for 𝐤𝐤 Brown. And it looks like he's operating out of the Philly shell, working the shoulder roll defense there. Of course, a lot of young fighters saw Floyd Mayweather do that, and they like to do that in their own fighting. Fight behind that left shoulder.
Oh, nice right hand to the body. I like the way Brown is committed to, you know, he's got his little upper, you know, he's throwing some headshots, but he's committed to throwing some really good body shots and wearing 𝐂𝐿 down, which I think he's going to need to do because 𝐂𝐿 is always in shape. I've seen him fight a few times, always in shape, and can take you out at any time with some big shots.
This is certainly a dangerous opponent for 𝐤𝐤 Brown, 100%. And he is with his new trainer, as we said. So this is a fresh start, a new beginning for the undefeated Brown. And here comes Dennis 𝐂𝐿, landing a combination to the head.
Oh, another good body shot by Brown.
It was a great body shot by Brown to the right hand, and then he moved out of the way, got himself out of position for a counter shot.
Yep, no, that's what you do. You know, you got to be elusive, and you got to get out of the way of those big shots. And Brown's good at that. I mean, listen, he's 12-0 with 9 KOs, so it's worked. His offense and defense have worked up to this point.
Hit and don't be hit. It's a good way to win a boxing match. Another good way to win a boxing match is body shots, and Brown is doing that. We're seeing these lightning quick left hooks to the body.
No, he's established that during this first couple of rounds, round and a half, with about 30 seconds left in the second round. He's established the fact that he's committed to the body. Nice 1-2 right there. Jab with a right hand by Brown.
10 seconds to go in this round 2. It's been all 𝐤𝐤 Brown, working the jab, working the body. Dennis O'Kuth does not seem to have an answer here
No,
within
first
2 rounds. And you see the confidence there for J.A. Brown. I mentioned, Nick, at the weigh-in, he brought out a pillow to say night-night for his opponent. When I asked J.A. Brown for his prediction, he said 5th or 6th round knockout. If this fight continues in this way, we could certainly see that. We see Brown working the jab and investing to the body. And Nick, let me ask you this. We mentioned the new partnership here, J.A. Brown and his new trainer, Dwight Yard. So far, it's been 2 rounds. What would be your grade of their partnership so far?
Listen, I'm ashamed to say I haven't seen many fights of Brown or any fights of Brown, and but I mean, listen, he looks good. I don't know prior to this if he's had he's been doing the same thing, but looks good the first 2 rounds.
Certainly. It's been a one-way fight so far. Brown dominating here at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Karan Bhatti on the call, joined by Nick Garone. This is our 8-round super welterweight feature. J.A. Brown in the white, blue, and gold, and his opponent Dennis O'Kuth in the white and red.
Right now, it looks like Brown sizing O'Kuth up. Misses with that. Nice little slip by O'Kuth.
For O'Kuth to have success here, does he need to be more aggressive?
He does, but you know what? Brown's aggressive, and Brown is also, nice right hand by O'Kuth as we're speaking about him. And, nice.
Fight around in round 3, backing up J.A. Brown.
I think Brown, O'Kuth, I think was waiting for that moment where he could sneak one in, and he did, and then he took advantage of that, and he put some things together there and looked really, really good.
Just as we were saying, does O'Kuth need to be more aggressive? He put his foot on the gas pedal there. I think he surprised J.A. Brown with that attack.
I totally agree.
And the one thing we talked about was in an 8-round fight, you have a little more time to play with. So O'Kuth's game plan may be download information the first 2 rounds a little bit and then open up. And it seems like that's what he's doing here in round 3.
Yeah, well, usually a veteran like O'Kuth is gonna, the first round you're gonna feel somebody out, and then you're gonna get to a game plan. And listen, there's plenty of film on Brown, so I'm sure O'Kuth's corner and his trainers have looked at what Brown does well, what Brown is his deficiencies. Nice right hand by O'Kuth there, and looks like he's stepping up. He's stepping up that pressure. Ooh, that right hand had bad intentions on it.
We mentioned J.A. Brown predicted a 5th or 6th round knockout. I asked Dennis O'Kuth his prediction. He said simply, it's time to fight. He knows that this is an opportunity on a big stage for him to turn around a 3-fight losing streak.
Listen, we had spoken about this prior to the fight. Dennis O'Kuth is a prospect killer, number 1. Number 2, I like the fact that he doesn't make predictions. He goes out there, trains for a fight, works his butt off, and tries to win a fight. Doesn't make predictions, doesn't call out his opponent. He's very, very very, very classy, and he's a very a guy that's not going to be cocky, which I like. He's not going to be cocky on a fight. He's not going to go in there and predict things. Listen, on Brown's end, he's trying to promote the fight. Of course he's going to try to promote the fight. But at the same time, he better be careful, and he better not be, letting his guard down, that's for sure.
Brown, only 23 years old. And to your point, Nick, you want to be confident but not cocky.
100%.
Round 4 underway. Round 3, Dennis 𝐂𝐞 surprised us all with a tremendous attack that really got the attention of 𝐒𝐰𝐸 Brown.
Oh.
And if you just look at the footwork and the geography of this fight, the first few rounds, Brown was controlling the pace and backing up 𝐂𝐶. Now it looks like 𝐂𝐶 is stalking a little bit and pushing the action.
Well, halfway through the fight, you know, typical veteran, you know, like 𝐂𝐶 is a veteran, and what he wants to do now he's kind of felt Brown. He knows what Brown's about, knows what Brown's, you know, oh! What happened there? I don't know.
Awkward fall there. There might be an injury.
I don't know. I think that was an ankle. I don't think that was a punch at all.
Let's see how 𝐂𝐶 responds. Clearly something wrong here, physically.
Good call by the referee. Some would have called that a knockdown, and it wasn't. You know, I think 𝐂𝐶 kind of like backed up and rolled his ankle. His right ankle is, nice body work by 𝐂𝐶. And a nice up-top shot with that right hand.
Seems like falling down there maybe has woken up 𝐂𝐶, added some urgency to the moment.
No doubt. And let me tell you, it looked like he rolled his ankle. You know, and the referee, I got to give him a lot of credit. Most people would just see him go down and call a knockdown, but it really, really has to do with that ankle, I think. It wasn't that 𝐂𝐶 was hurt.
And here comes 𝐒𝐰𝐸 Brown. Seemingly has 𝐂𝐶 hurt here either by injury or by an accumulation of punches. Either way, it's up to 𝐒𝐰𝐸 Brown to take control of this fight in this moment, and he's doing so by landing body shots, working the jab consistently. Nice lead right hand there for 𝐒𝐰𝐸 Brown. Threw it and then got out of the way. We've seen that a lot. Hit and don't get hit.
Oh, nice feint by Brown, and actually kind of buckled, you know, 𝐂𝐶 from, you know, with his ankle. You know, if you don't have a sturdy base, you know, that, you know, just a feint could mess you up, you know, and that's what it looked like. That right ankle on 𝐂𝐶. It looks like it's bothering him. Nice double jab, single jab by Brown.
We see the knee brace there on 𝐂𝐶. I'm not sure if it's a knee or an ankle. Clearly something wrong for 𝐂𝐶. Now that could be an accumulation of punches that put him down. That could be a pre-existing injury. We're not sure.
Could be, actually, you know what? Now that you said that, I didn't even realize the brace. It could be his knee. Maybe it wasn't his ankle, but he definitely had an issue there on that right side.
Now, let's say 𝐂𝐶 is injured. Either way, that doesn't change the game plan of 𝐒𝐰𝐸 Brown, right? You gotta continue to stick to your game plan. You gotta work the body as you've been doing. Work the jab, work the movement, right? Do everything that you've been doing.
Yeah, on Brown's side, he's got to keep to the game plan. On 𝐂𝐶, might alter his game plan because now he's kind of on a weak leg.
Round 5 underway here in our 8-round super welterweight co-main event. 𝐒𝐰𝐸, the golden child Brown, in the white, blue, and gold. Dennis 𝐂𝐶 in the white and red.
You know, even though I have Brown up on the, you know, on my scorecard, I mean, this is an entertaining fight. I mean, it's not like it's completely one-sided or lopsided, you know, where Brown is running away with it. I mean, he's winning rounds, but, you know, 𝐂𝐶 is hanging in there, and he's catching him with some good stuff. Just like that, you know, cut 2 or 3 body shots, couple of head shots right there for, you know, kind of glanced Brown, but he's coming after him. He's making it an exciting fight.
We talked about this earlier. 𝐂𝐶 is dangerous. He's a game fighter. He knows what this opportunity means. And he's been known as the star boxing prospect slayer, and he's here against a star boxing prospect, so he knows the assignment. And a nice combination by 𝐂𝐞. Ended with a right hand upstairs. Taking control of this round 5. 𝐂𝐞 now the aggressor, stalking young 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫𝐯𝐞. And Nick, take a look at the footwork here of 𝐂𝐞. I mean, it looked like he was hurt last round. Did he possibly recover there in between rounds?
Yeah, you know, the more I look at 𝐂𝐞, the more I think it was his knee, not his ankle, because he is pushing off with that right foot. Not to belabor the point, but I think he looks okay to me. I mean, he looks like he's made a recovery, and he's in the mix right now.
1 minute to go in this 5th round. Denis 𝐂𝐞 certainly feeling the urgency here. Round with the attack. Rocked Denis 𝐂𝐞. Huge left hand by Brown. Followed up by another left hook. Right hand, right to the body. 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫. Putting on a show here at the end of round 5.
Nice right hand to the body. Brown is consistently hitting to the body, which is good. He cannot be displaced right here, though. Even though he's got 𝐂𝐞, he had 𝐂𝐞 hurt, you can't be displacing.
That was a really interesting round because for most of it, Denis 𝐂𝐞 was the aggressor, landing punches, and in the last 30 seconds, 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫 just
He looked, you
puts
know
on a
what, it's
display.
crazy because it looked like Brown was going to win that round, and then all of a sudden, 𝐂𝐞 was going to win the round, and Brown catches him, hurts him, staggers him, and changed the whole complex, and you know what, of that round. But let me tell you something. A lot of the judges, they remember that. So you could win 2 minutes and 40 seconds of a round, but if you hurt that guy, you know, that's going to stick in the judge's mind. So did Brown get that round? You know, you never know how the judges see it.
That's the old Sugar Ray Leonard tactic. Win the last 30 seconds, impress the judges, steal the round.
Definitely got his attention, 𝐂𝐞. Definitely kind of staggered him and hurt him a little bit. But he weathered it pretty well.
And round 6 of this 8-round super welterweight bout underway. 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫 Brown in the white, gold, and blue. Denis 𝐂𝐞 in the red and white. It's been a back and forth fight, a seesaw fight, ebbs and flows.
Nice right hand by 𝐂𝐞. I don't think it did much damage, but it was a nice shot.
And at this point, these last 3 rounds, each round is going to be crucial. I mean, it's been a back and forth fight. Each man seemingly been hurt.
Right now I have it 5 rounds to 1 for Brown. And, you know, the judges may see it differently, but I got a 5-1 for Brown right now. So, in my estimation, you know, he's either, 𝐂𝐞's got to win every round moving forward or do something really spectacular to win this fight on points.
Well, they call 𝐂𝐞 the prospect slayer for a reason. But he's never faced anyone like the young 𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫 Brown.
𝐒𝐰𝐞𝐫 Brown is legit. I mean, you know, this is not an easy opponent. This is a catch fight, what they call a catch fight. You know, you go in there, oh, the guy's got a losing record, and all of a sudden you're in there in a war. You know, you're in a very competitive fight.
This is a win and move on type of fight.
He's getting some good work in, man. I mean, 𝐂𝐞 is giving Brown some good, solid work right here. And you know, if you're a trainer or you're a manager or a promoter, you want to get guys like Brown in these types of fights because it allows you to see guys and what they're really about and what their talent, level is. And it helps because you don't want to go into a situation where you have kind of a full sense of reality. When you get into the big money fights and you get into those bigger fights, you know what you have. And 𝐂𝐶 is one of those guys that'll show you or expose you to knowing what that guy has.
And the one thing that has been apparent here is that there is a speed advantage for 𝐤𝐤 Brown. He's landed these left hands upstairs as jabs, as left hooks, and they've all landed without responses at times because of the speed.
At the end of 6, what do you have it? What's your score?
I'm with you. I had 𝐂𝐶 on that 3rd round. I think the round before this one, the 5th, could have gone either way because 𝐂𝐶 was winning that round until the end. This last round, the 6th, almost seemingly was you never know what the judges are thinking, but it seemed like a Brown round because he was landing the jab, he was landing the hook, and it didn't seem like 𝐂𝐶 had much of an answer. So on my scorecard in estimation, just watching this fight, it seems like Brown has a comfortable lead, but I don't feel like Brown is comfortable. And the reason is because we know 𝐂𝐶 is dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're his trainer, you're telling him, listen, don't sleep. You're going to win this fight, but don't sleep. Don't be displaced. Don't be in a situation where you let 𝐂𝐶, catch you with something, and he can.
Round 7 underway here from White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. 𝐤𝐤 Brown in the white, gold, and blue. Dennis 𝐂𝐶 in the white and red.
Once again, let me just mention Dylan Wannagill and the Prudential Center. Thank you so much for a beautiful, beautiful venue and a great night of boxing in conjunction with Star Boxing and Joe DeGuardia. The Prudential Center stepped up and they basically run the business out of this venue, and it's a great little venue. I love it.
Joe DeGuardia, Star Boxing, has put on boxing in interesting and unique venues, and they're doing that here tonight at White Eagle Hall. There's a beautiful 1-2 for 𝐤𝐤 Brown. He's used the jab effectively, either as a solo punch like right there, or to set up the right hand. Brown's also done a good job of going downstairs to the body, switching it up, punches from awkward angles, different angles that fighters don't traditionally throw from, and that makes it difficult for a fighter like 𝐂𝐶 to defend himself. Halfway through this 7th round, this 8-round super welterweight feature.
Oh, nice right hand by Brown. Nice right hand by 𝐂𝐶.
It seems like every time
He
𝐂𝐶 gets hit, he answers, right?
Yeah, you know what? He really does. And I think when he gets stung a little bit, he throws that just kind of naturally, just throws a nice shot back, and he's done a good job with that. He's done a good job with counters, but pressing the action, Brown's been phenomenal throughout 7 rounds.
A few moments ago, there was a beautiful lead right hand by Brown. And the one thing about Brown, Nick, I'm sure you've noticed this, he's not just doing the 1-2s, following up with the jabs. He's trying a bunch of different things. Sometimes he starts with the jab. Sometimes he starts with the right hand. Sometimes he switches southpaw. He's varying the attack.
Well, that's what I like about, actually, Brown. He's very versatile, and he does a lot of good things. He's got a good jab. He's got some good right-hand power. He goes to the body real well. He does a lot of good things. Obviously, as a pro of only 12, 13 fights now, 13 fights, you obviously always can improve. Always can improve on every aspect of your game. But Brown is, he does a lot of things very good, very well. As we come to the end of the 7th round, I got it 6-1 Brown. I mean, what do you think?
Brown certainly dominating. We're seeing him having fun. Oh, he's doing some push-ups there in the ring, channeling his inner Bernard Hopkins. And we mentioned the dancing. He brought the pillow out to the weigh-in. He's having a good time in there, and that means he's comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I think Brown has been dominating this fight. You never know how the judges have it, but seemingly Brown has done more in the majority of the rounds. So what that means is, in the corner of Dennis O'Kuth right now, they're saying you need a knockout to win,
100%,
right?
100%. Listen, you know the way I am. You know we've worked together a lot. And I know in my head that, listen, on points, it's wrapped up for Brown. But O'Kuth has 3 minutes to put him out, get him out of there. And I know that if you're his trainer, you're going to be telling him, hey, listen, we need a knockout to win.
So on that note, if you are advising young J.A. Brown, do you say go for the knockout here, go for the spectacular win, or just defend yourself for 3 minutes and don't get caught?
I'm in the business, and I'm in the reality, and I'm in the practice of, hey, listen, we're losing the fight. You go 150%, balls to the wall, okay, to get this knockout. That's the only way you're winning the fight. So go out there and give me 3 minutes.
The assignment is clear for Dennis O'Kuth. Can he execute on that? Will be the question.
Oh, nice little left hand. Didn't affect Brown in any way or didn't hit him clean. But at the same time, nice little shot. Oh. Brown doesn't want to get in a situation where he thinks, hey, I got this thing wrapped up, and stop throwing punches. You know, he doesn't want to protect a lead. I never, ever would get any fighter. You know, be safe, be cautious, but don't ever stop trying to win a fight. Don't just hang on. That's when bad things happen. Bad things happen to fighters that try to hold on or try to just win and skate through it. You know, obviously you got to be smart and you got to take calculated risks, but you don't want to be in a situation where you become so displacent that you get hit with a big bomb or a big shot.
And as we come to the final minute in this 8th round, it does seem like J.A. Brown is listening to your instructions, Nick, because he is not becoming complacent. We're seeing him throw the jab. We're seeing him follow it up with the right hands. He's not taking this round off by any means.
Well, he's got the fight won, you know, so with that comes, you know, the mental, you know, kind of capacity of saying, hey, listen, I won this fight. I have it. If a knockout's there, I'm going to take it. But no need to take any unnecessary risks. But also, don't sit on your lead. Don't become displacent and let a guy just wail on you and get those points, or try to hit me with something big.
And as we have the final 30 seconds here, the one thing we definitely need to talk about is the movement of J.A. Brown. If you watch his feet, he's very rarely still. Sometimes to plant and throw a big punch, but after that, he's out of there. He's moved around this ring beautifully tonight.
Oh, nice right hand by O'Kuth. Nice left hand.
O'Kuth essentially throwing the kitchen sink here in the final few seconds, but it may be too little too late for Dennis Kuth.
Hey, that's a solid victory from Brown. I mean, Brown fought a really solid fight, did everything right, and got to give him a lot of credit because he did not take on an easy opponent. He was in there against a savvy veteran, somebody that knows a lot about his capabilities and knows how to win fights and is not a pushover. So, you know what, at the end of the day, I think that's a really solid win. I got it, you know, obviously for Brown, but O'Kuth made a good showing for a good account of himself.
And we saw Dennis O'Kuth there, loose, dancing in the ring. He may feel like in his mind he's got the victory, but on our scorecards, it was all J.A. Brown.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't think there's anybody in this facility, in this venue, that thinks that that O'Kuth won the fight. including the most important 3 people, which is the judges.
You never know how the official judges have it, but that fight seemed pretty clear. Now, we have to give credit to Dennis Okuth. It seemed like maybe he had some kind of nagging injury. He still came to fight. He had moments and bursts of energy, combinations. He didn't make it easy for Jai Brown. Jai Brown mentioned he got into boxing because him and his brothers used to fight. They wanted a more structured way to do it. That was 10 years ago. And now he looks like he's underway to get his 13th win as a professional. Continue his rise in the super welterweight division. And we are going to get the official decision for our 8-round super welterweight feature momentarily. And let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Matt Compatello.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Jacqueline Atkins scores the bout 80-72. Ronald McNair scores it 78-74. And John McKay scores it 79-73. In favor of the winner, by way of your red corner, Jay Brown.
Jersey, make some noise. Jersey, make some noise. Jersey, make some noise.
Thank you, Jersey. Thank you, New York. Thank you, everyone.
Golden Child Brown. Jai, you improved to 13-0. We mentioned that this was your first fight with your new trainer, Dwight Yard. Dennis Okuth was tough. There were times that you had him hurt. He stumbled a couple of times. Did you feel like you could maybe push yourself to get the knockout?
Yeah, I feel like I could have got the knockout, but, you know, I was a little nervous. He was tough. He was tough even when he got hurt. But he threw a lot of shots he was missing, though. It was in my arms he was missing. So the crowd got loud, but he was missing.
So we know that you now improved to 13-0, undefeated. The question is, who do you want next?
Man, I want a big fight, my next fight. Test me. They said they could beat me, they could get it next. I want it.
And finally, we know you are here representing Schenectady, New York. What is your message to your fans and supporters that came out here tonight?
Man, don't give up. You know, keep fighting. It's about you at the end of the day. You gotta keep fighting. No matter who get mad, it's about you. Do what's best for you and your family. If you're not happy, move on. I'm happy now.
Jai Brown improves to 13-0. Congratulations.
Shout out to my city, upstate New York. Shout out to everybody. I'm here, baby.
Gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying the action here at Jersey City Fight Night, brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, becoming a champion doesn't happen overnight. From road work to long hours in the gym, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at how some of Star Boxing superstars make it to the top. Please turn your attention to the video screen.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
Raffle tickets were brought around by the Ring Card Girls. We'll be drawing our winner of our 50-50 raffle momentarily. Right now, we'd just like to take a moment to introduce to you some familiar faces in the crowd and dignitaries in attendance. First, hailing from the Bronx, New York, and known as Superman, we have a former world champion who upset the great Mark Braylon to capture the WBA welterweight title in 1990. A gentleman with a professional record of 49-6. 31 of his 49 victories by way of knockout. Please welcome Aaron Superman Davis. In attendance, we have a New Jersey native with a stellar amateur career, now possessing a professional record of 14-1. 9 of those 14 victories by way of knockout. Here is White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. In addition, we have an undefeated competitor who just won the WBC Silver Super Middleweight title February 4th in New York. Hailing from Paterson, New Jersey, with the nickname the Sweet Terminator, please welcome 𝐂𝐤𝐤 Green. Also this evening in attendance, a former NABA and WBA interim champion with an outstanding 16-1 record, 6 wins by way of knockout. From Brooklyn, New York, Chris Primetime Colbert. We also bring to you this evening in attendance, Baltimore Ravens All-Pro defensive end and Super Bowl champion. Please welcome to Jersey City Fight Night, Mr. Rob Burnett. Introducing to you a super lightweight competitor from Brooklyn, now fighting out of the Bronx, New York. With a record of 4-2, 75% of his victories by way of knockout. Here is Deshaun Johns. Recently signed by Star Boxing, born in Ireland, now residing in Yonkers, New York. He maintains a record of 7-0, 6 of his 7 victories by way of knockout. Please welcome, heavy hands, Harley Burke. And last but certainly not least, the man who created the hugely successful Rock and Fight series here at Star Boxing. He's created world champions and top contenders for the last 25 years while promoting all across the globe on every major network from HBO to Showtime, NBC, ESPN, pay-per-view. If it's major network with letters, he's done it. A former competitor himself, 1988 Golden Gloves Open Class champion, an individual who boxed his way through law school, now the president and CEO of Star Boxing. Your host tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe DeGuardia. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to our main event this evening, and now turn your attention to the Star Boxing Ring Girls, who will draw the lucky winner of our 50-50 raffle. Angela, who's going to do it, you or Samantha? All right, Samantha, who's the lucky winner?
3822375.
3822375. Who's got ticket number 3822375? 3822375 going once, going twice. All right, let's pick another.
Three
3822301. Do we have anybody? 3822301. Who's got it? If you have the winning ticket, bring it to the merch booth, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Jersey City, are you having a good time tonight? We're gearing up for our main event this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to the boxing action, at this time, I ask that you all please rise and welcome the JBMDL Air Force Honor Guard, presenting our nation's colors, and please remain standing as we will welcome back Carmen Olivia to sing our national anthem.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket tried glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Gentlemen, it is time for our main event of the evening here at Jersey City Fight Night, emanating live from the White Eagle Hall. It is brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. It takes place inside of 8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. The referee assigned to the action is Harvey Dock. Ronald McNair, John McKay, and Robin Taylor are our ringside judges. Jersey City, let me hear ya! Ladies and gentlemen, let's go! Our first competitor is approaching the blue corner. Please welcome at this time, Martin Diaz. Here's 𝐂𝐿 Chance.
Jersey, make some noise. What's good? Yeah. I'll turn that up. Killer. Yeah. Your big homies shake his ass at the skate. Let's go. But I guess he tough now. Shit. Oh, your niggas think y'all tough now. Had a 38 by 38. Corvette and a bust down. I'm from Illtown. Don't fuck around. Bad bitches never come before this breach. And I broke a bitch when I was broke. But that's the strip you just can't teach. And when it get cold in New Jersey, I fly a bitch to the beach. They hate that I rap on club. So I fuck this bitch to the beat like, hey, pop that percolator. Them city girls be twerking. Let's go. Wait. Pop that percolator. Them city girls be twerking later. Wait. Hold on. Pop that percolator. Them city girls be twerking later. Yeah. Pop that percolator. Them city girls be twerking later. Titties nice, wanna talk Jersey, let's get it right. Everybody know who did it first, so let's talk about who did it right. Let the money talk, let the numbers talk. I don't wanna talk, my gunna talk. Been running since so fucking long, my feet tied, not wanna walk. Cause I done
to
noise
get
one time,
that.
Chance. We in the building. Let's
Gotta
get
get
it.
through
Ill-Town, bro.
Martin Diaz,
Yeah, down the hill. We in the spot.
who is game and
Gang, gang.
flew here from Nicaragua for this opportunity.
You heard.
Let's get our main event underway. It's an 8-round super bantamweight bout. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Matt Capitello.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. It takes place inside of 8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Introducing the competitors. First, competing out of the blue corner, de Managua, Nicaragua, from Managua, Nicaragua. Él es 5 pies 7 pulgadas de alto y pesando 121.1 libras. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 121.5 pounds, con un récord 18 victorias, 14 derrotas y 2 empatos, with a record of 18, 14, and 2, y 8 victorias via noqueo, with 8 of his wins by way of knockout. Te presento Martin El Gato Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin the Cat Diaz. And his opponent, competing out of the red corner, hailing from East Orange, New Jersey. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 122 pounds. Entering this contest with a record of 7-0-1 with 5 of his 7 victories by way of knockout. Here is Ray-Jean Picasso Chance. We go to referee Harvey Dock for the instructions for both competitors.
Instructions earlier, as a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Todos guantes, buena suerte.
And we are underway here at Joe DeGuardia Star Boxing, Jersey City, Fight Night Live from White Eagle Hall. Karan Bhatti on the call, joined by All-American Nick Garone, Ray-Jean Chance in the white and black trunks, and Martin Diaz in the white and red. This is our main event, 8 rounds in the super bantamweight division.
You know, Ray-Jean Chance, I mean, his amateur background is just stellar. I mean, you know, a 3-time national champion. He won his first national championship was at 11 years old, you know, in that age group. And he continued to have a stellar career. 135-15 as an amateur. 7-0 from this area. Got a lot of people came out for him tonight. You know, he sells tickets, man. He sells tickets.
And there was a nice right hand by Chance. Chance has trained alongside Teofimo Lopez. Started boxing at the age of 7. He said, my opponent is a tough guy, but I'm going to put on a show. Martin Diaz from Nicaragua. He mentioned, I will fight anyone. Describes his fighting style as fearless.
Martin Diaz is extremely dangerous. I've seen him fight in the past. He is no joke. He comes to fight. He actually is a former WBA Fed Central champion, which, you know, listen to me, you're fighting the top 15 guy in those fights. So, you know, he's won those bouts. He's got 36 fights as a pro. You know, so he is a legitimate guy and a legitimate, you know, veteran. And he knows how to, he knows different tricks of the game. He knows how to do certain things to kind of win rounds at the end. So, listen, this is a great opponent for Ray-Jean Chance right now. It's a great opponent for him, number 1, because it gives him that experience. Number 2, oh, nice shot. And he gets him hurt. And he puts him down. Just as I was gassing Diaz up, he gets put down by Chance.
Ray-Jean Chance had Diaz hurt. Landed
30
a
seconds left
combination.
in the round.
Here comes Ray-Jean Chance. Combinations upstairs. Right hand, left hand. Down goes Diaz again in round 1.
13 seconds left in the round. Can he get through the round? 5 seconds.
And it looks like the corner here is waving it off.
I like to move it, move
Wait a second.
I like to move it,
Corner
Hold up,
of
hold up,
Martin
hold up.
Diaz has waved off the fight, and it's going to be a first round knockout win
Wow.
for 𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance.
Very, very impressive win to stop Diaz in the first round. That makes a statement. That's a statement fight. That is something that, hey, this guy's got 36 fights, winning record, former WBA Fedicentro champion, and I'm going to put him out of here. And he does it in front of his home crowd.
𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance representing East Orange, New Jersey. We could hear the fans supporting him here in Jersey City. And 𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance improves to 8-0-1. Chance said, "My name is Picasso because I'm an artist in the ring." That was a beautiful artistic performance.
Let me tell you, not only was it an artistic performance, but it showed that he's not only a very good boxer, but he also has power. He has power behind those punches, and he stopped a very, very legitimate guy in Diaz. I mean, honestly, I can say this with complete confidence. That was a very impressive win by Chance. I mean, very impressive win.
And before we get to the official particulars, Nick, let me ask you this. Diaz went down twice, and his corner thought the better of it there. They said he's had enough. It did look like he was overmatched against Chance.
Yes, but they should have given him an. Listen, I 150% disagree with the corner stepping in and stopping that fight. Yes, he got put down twice. He's a cagey veteran. He should have been able to go into the second round, go back, regroup. The round was over, and he should have been able to compete and be able to fight in the second round and see if he can come up with something big.
We're going to get the official time of the first round stoppage. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Matt Campatello.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our main event in 3 minutes of the first round by way of technical knockout, 𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance.
Put some hands for me. Stop boxing. Here we go.
And final question, you now improve to 8-0-1. What do you want to do next?
If it's up to me, I'd take on the world, but I'm gonna listen to my team and enjoy the journey. But if a fight was to happen at the end of the year or next year, I want y'all Pitbull. You know what I'm talking about.
Are you sure you're ready for that challenge?
You know what I'm talking about.
𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance is a winner, first round TKO win. Congratulations.
Down business. Give you one more night, one more night.
𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance, TKO
Let's get down to business.
1. Nick, we talked about the pressures of fighting at home. You got friends and family in attendance. 𝐂𝐵𝐞𝐫 Chance, undefeated, only 22 years old, from East Orange, and he showed out tonight.
Yeah, you know what? He put an exclamation point on an incredible. Listen, he has been a hot prospect from day one. He has a stellar amateur career. He has 135 wins as an amateur. He's a national champion. He's the type of guy that could get to that next level in the pro game. But tonight was very, very impressive. He beat Martin Diaz, who's a former WBA Fed champion, who is a very, very tough opponent, who hangs with everyone and has has upset a lot of prospects. And honestly, that was impressive. That was impressive
It
tonight.
certainly was. And 𝐒𝐻𝐿 had Diaz hurt. He dropped him. He didn't take his foot off the gas. He didn't let him recover. He was running at him from the neutral corner to get the stoppage, and he got that. Your thoughts on just Chance's intensity and understanding the moment and the bright lights here at White Eagle Hall?
He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He had a guy hurt, he had a guy down, and he finished him. And as a trainer, as a coach, when you're training someone, you have to be able to finish guys. You have to, because let me tell you something. A lot of times when guys weather the storm and they get through that, you're in a dogfight after that. So while you got him in that position, you got to finish him off. You got to get him out of there. And that's exactly what Chance did tonight.
Chance put an exclamation point on that main event. We had a stacked card. Jai Brown got a win. Norman Neely, Luis Maeda, local fighters who showed up to put on a show for the crowd here. It was an intimate venue. There wasn't a bad seat in the house, and these fans got their money's worth tonight.
Oh, 100%. I was just talking to Joe DeGuardia before this. I said, listen, there wasn't many fights on the card tonight, but every fight was competitive. Even the last one where you got stopped in the first round and this one. Listen, these guys came to fight. On paper, you're not anticipating knockouts in the first round, and these guys were very well matched. Guys got great wins, 12-0 and 7-0. They improved their records, and they also put their names in categories where they can go and they can get into meaningful fights. They can get in better fights moving forward, and that's what Joe DeGuardia wants to do, and that's what he did tonight. I think putting his guys in position is something that he's very talented at doing as a promoter. He's talented at getting guys in the right fights at the right time, building guys' careers and their records, and putting them in a situation where they can succeed.
There was a young talent on display. It was a fantastic night, Nick. Thank you for calling these fights with me. Joe DeGuardia, Star Boxing. We were live from White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. Your final thoughts on tonight?
Final thoughts, great card, great fighters, awesome action, and it's been a pleasure to work with you once again. My man, every time we do this, I get excited, and was really happy to do this with you tonight. And let's give a shout out to our crew. Great camera work, great angles. They did a fantastic job tonight, so I just want to say thank you to everybody, and that's about it.
Absolutely. Shout out to our crew. Shout out to Jared, Matt Capitello, Tony, Joe DeGuardia, everybody. A fantastic night of boxing. Young talent on display. It's been a pleasure, my friend. I look forward to doing it again in the next event.
Absolutely.
For Nick Garone, I am 𝐂𝐿 Bhatia. This has been Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing live from White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. Thank you for being with us.